Hey guys, welcome back to another SPARTA video. This is going to be our first video talking about our success to date on YouTube. So we've jumped from 70 subscribers to 170 subscribers in about 5 to 6 weeks. And yeah, just gonna run you guys through kind of what is working for us. We're not big time creators. Obviously, we don't claim to be YouTube experts, right? I mean, we're still sitting at 170 subscribers, which is great for us, right? For a small creator. So not here claiming to be an expert, but just wanted to talk about what is working for us. There's a lot of awesome content out there from bigger subscribers that have bigger followings. We've watched a lot of those videos, a lot of good stuff in there. The way we look at it is, I think, when you start talking about, being at 50,000, 100,000, a million subscribers, there's a lot of good information, but I think the plot gets lost a little bit. When you're a small creator, there's a different vibe, there's a different mentality, different feel about it, right? And we just want to share the few things that are working for us. And then I'm going to invite you to subscribe and follow along with our journey here and see if this, momentum can continue, right? I think as small creators, it's good to kind of gather together, kind of support each other and give each other ideas about what is working, what's not working. So it's not going to be fancy. It's all right here, my fancy dancy pointer. So we'll kind of just dive in here. So basically, I'll start back with how our journey began, right? This was not something we planned on doing. Our two oldest, Alexa and Leonidas, came to us and said, hey, we want to be YouTube creators. Cool. All right. That sounds great. If you can make some money off YouTube, I think go for it, right? But they needed me to set it up for them, right? So I kind of hummed and hawed and I delayed it. It took almost a year before I actually created the channel. And I didn't have any belief that it's, going to succeed. It's just for fun. It was just meant for them to have some creative outlet, for something to enjoy, right? And kind of leads me to the first point, is that I really have found that you need to believe in order to succeed, right? Like, we went into it with an attitude not of success, just of like, and I think that was mostly to protect ourselves, right? Like, once you start believing, now you can be disappointed, right? And I didn't want to be disappointed, and I didn't want to put a lot of effort into it, and I knew in my head it was going to fail or it wasn't going to succeed. So I was like, hey, let's just keep this about the kids. I threw a few videos up there in the first 9 months. I don't know, maybe we put up 6-7 videos. I mean, we had like 6-7 subscribers, all family, right? Just people who are like grandparents supporting the kids and wanted to support us, right? So then we came to Christmas break, and all of a sudden I had a few weeks off, some time to, we were doing a lot of family events, right? So there was some, content creation opportunities. And so spend a little bit more time, editing the videos and putting more stuff up, right? And item 2, which so many creators have talked about, not the first, right? Posting with consistency and with volume. Right? So we started doing both, and that led to the belief that we could succeed, because we started posting with consistency and with volume. And all of a sudden it was like we ticked up pretty quickly over the Christmas holidays to 30 subscribers. Okay. So, come January, we do a video with the kids thanking our first 30 subscribers. And that was pretty exciting. It was like, hey, there's some movement. All of a sudden there was just a little bit of belief, which changed our attitude completely, right? We started to believe, so we started to do things differently. And once you believe, you adjust, and now you're pushing yourself a little bit, right? Posting with consistency, obviously, like that makes a lot of sense, but it's not just consistency, right? Like, we could post consistently once every 2 weeks, and as a new creator, like, you're not getting a ton of traction, right? So we started posting consistently and then with volume, right? And how we did that was we added shorts. So item 3, these are things that we have found that have worked, right? Again, not an expert, but these things have absolutely worked to grow our subscribers from 70 6 weeks ago to 170 today. So from Christmas to now, 6 months, we've gone from 30 to 70 in 4 months, and then from 70 to 170 in 6 more weeks. And we did that by posting shorts. We added shorts. At first, shorts were just like a funny video here and there, right? Like, our brand is just real family, just our real lives, quite honestly. And so we had quite a bit of content, like, in the form of short videos that we could throw up and we could post, right? And that allowed YouTube to start putting our videos out there a little more, figuring out what our audience is, right? So I would encourage you guys to post as much as possible. And I wouldn't worry about the editing and the polishing and any of it. I mean, look at this. This video is not gonna be edited. I'm not gonna cut out my mistakes. These things are here. So I'm not gonna cut this in a fancy little fade in or whatever. I don't really know what I'm doing with it with regards to editing. I'm able to do some simple editing, put things together into a video, right? But ultimately, this is about how to grow your subscribers, right? And it doesn't need to be fancy. I think that there's already enough evidence that YouTube, you can succeed with the simplest videos. I mean, we're talking something as stupid as Ice Cube videos, getting thousands of subscribers, right? Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be amazing, right? And I've got a full-time job, right? We're a busy family. We've got 5 kids. I mean, we don't have the time to spend editing. And even if you do, that's absolutely no guarantee of views, right? Like, you can polish, you can spend all sorts of time, right? All the big, YouTube actually is going to say the same thing, right? Like, I mean, especially at the beginning, right? Polishing the crap out of everything isn't the method to success, right? Just get it up, get something up, keep throwing it up there, right? And so our shorts, then we're able to go from views in the 10 to 20 view range to all of a sudden they were testing in the 300 to 400. Once in a while something would be tested to 600, and I was like, hey, that was a huge win for us, right? It's like, you start to see that progress, right? Instead of 50 views or 20 views or 10 views on a short, right? All of a sudden you're seeing some hundreds, some creeping near 1,000, right? So we just kept posting 2 times a day, 2 shorts a day, right? And since our brand is just real life, I mean, it does make it a little easier for us. Our net has been cast kind of wide, right? Because as a family, we're posting about our travel. We're posting about our renos. We're posting about quad videos. The kids doing fun outside stuff. What it's like to live on an acreage. Parenting stuff. Advice, things that we do. What's life with 5 kids? Like, we get asked that question all the time, right? What's life with 5 kids? Well, this is kind of a running history of what it's like, right? And this will exist forever, right? So it's allowed us to target a bit of a wider range, right? Some people like quad videos, monster trucks, just funny kid moments. So we're trying to throw as wide of a net as we can while remaining true to hey, this is all still real family stuff, right? And it's been successful, right? Like, we threw up videos of our dogs. People love dogs, right? It was a way you put up the videos, and all of a sudden people are liking, they're watching and our videos, and then getting over 1,000, right? Sometimes it's 1,200. Then it was cruising to 1,500. And the more consistency we found, all of a sudden we would just find a hit, right? A short video would get 30,000 views. That was our first big one. It was like, holy crap, wow. And we're gaining subscribers that way, right? It's not always drawing videos to our long form or drawing views to our long form content. But I do encourage you to link your videos, right? So do a short, link it to one of your long, and we have been able to push some viewership to our long videos that way, right? Because obviously YouTube looks at shorts and longs, completely different, but they're linked, right? They're a path to success, to more subscribers, to more views, more traffic on your site, right? And the fourth thing that we found, and I think that some people would debate me on this, especially when you're a more established creator, I've seen people talk about hashtags. Yeah, I don't need them, they're overrated. Well, we found that adding hashtags to all of our videos made a difference. We almost saw an instant difference where boom, we were drawing hundreds of more views just by using the hashtags. I don't know the answer behind that because I'm not an expert on the algorithm or whatever, but it did make a difference. So if you're a small creator like us, you're below 1,000 subscribers, somewhere in that range. I mean, however you would look at it, I would encourage you to do that. I believe it helps YouTube find that audience better, especially when you're a small creator. And the one thing you're going to have to remember is that even when you start finding success, like every level of success feels different, right? So the first time you get 100 views on a short, that feels like success. But once you hit that level, now everything else below that feels like a failure, right? And you're going to have those ups and downs, right? You're going to have to ride with that. Even after our first, short, it kind of exploded for us and went to 30,000 views. There was sort of a belief that, now we're just going to continue to push that threshold. And it doesn't work that way, right? One video goes up and then we still get ones where there's almost no traction. YouTube sends it to almost nobody, right? It gets, a couple views, 3-4 views, 10 views in 10 days. Like they didn't even throw it out there, right? And that could feel very discouraging because you thought you were on a path to success. So it's really important to keep in mind that it's cyclical, right? You're going to have your ups and downs. Keep posting no matter what, right? Even when that video gets 3 or 5, and then the next one after that again gets defeated by the algorithm, keep throwing videos up there, right? Put the hashtags on there, and I'm talking a million of them, right? Relevant to the topic, right? Ones that can draw people that are looking for that kind of content to your brand, right? And that kind of segues into our final thing that we believe has led to success was develop that brand. Not just like, I think that in the past, because it was a lot more expensive, I think branding was one of the last things people think about, right? It's like, what's my channel about? Sure. What's the name of my channel? Sure. But like, what about the branding that people see, right? Branding is a good way to draw people to your channel. And it's so easy to do nowadays, right? We created our brand, right? Once we started believing, posting, getting serious, and seeing we could succeed, we decided, well, let's put a little time into the brand, which nowadays using AI, takes no time whatsoever, right? We use it for our thumbnails, right? They're not perfect. I don't pre-test different thumbnails. We just try to make it look cool and get a decent thumbnail up there and try to draw some attention to our longs, right? And for the shorts, we brand each one of our shorts with a sticker, right? We put our logo, the SPARTA logo, on there as just a visual reference, right? And I think the cool visual pushes people towards a subscribe more than they would with a cool video that doesn't have, your branding or your logo on it, right? They're kind of searching for, okay, who's the creator, right? The name of the creator, right? But we decided, hey, let's use AI. Let's create a little bit of a brand. It takes like 5 minutes, literally. Costs $0, right? This isn't like a few years ago where you need, a bunch of expensive programs to make this stuff up, right? It's virtually free. It's easy, and it draws eyes. It draws people towards your channel, right? And as small creators, that's what everyone's trying to do, right? So I encourage you to go ahead and believe that you can do this because it's absolutely possible. Our channel is trying to break into that kind of family vlog, living vicariously through others' space, right? Which lifestyle brand almost, like I think it's almost universal that people want to live vicariously through people with things that they can't do. Maybe they can't afford it, or they're not able to, or they live in a different climate, or like whatever it is, right? So we're trying to break into a brand that has tons of mega subscriber, mega brands, right? With polished content and scripted videos and all that stuff. And obviously we don't have money for that. We've got jobs and lives and things, but we want to grow our channel, and we would like to one day become a big channel, right? So we're taking a risk here to see, like, is there space? Is there enough room in this market for another brand, another family? Like, we're not providing value per se, right? We're not providing specific knowledge that, maybe few others have. We are doing a lifestyle brand, almost like just family, fun, real, and it is unpolished and it is unfiltered. So for many, it's not going to be appealing, right? But I still believe that there is a market there, and for your channel as well, right? There is no shortage of areas to succeed in, right? And like I said, I would suggest casting as wide a net as you can, right? I still go back to a reference that Unspeakable made about when they jumped in, they didn't jump into an empty space. They jumped into gaming, which already had a ton of people in it, right? So you don't have to be afraid of a busy segment, right? They succeeded where others were already succeeding, right? And so, I mean, like we said, believe, post with consistency and volume, post shorts, link them to your long videos, link them to other shorts, like, I mean, that are relevant, right? We've had short videos that didn't get any traction, and then we linked them to a video that had success, and all of a sudden, days later, it's just like, oop, okay, there you go, right? It's, and it takes off, right? And we've gotten to the point now where we've got, uh-oh, my screens are failing me here. We've got a few videos that have reached 30, 40,000 views, right? For us, at our level, that's fantastic. And we want to keep reaching for more. But I would invite you as small subscribers, if you're still here listening to at the end of this video, because we're smart enough to realize that on, when you're a small channel, very few people make it to the end of one of your videos. But if you're still here and you're interested in seeing what works as we move forward, subscribe, reach out to us. Just talk to us. Like, we're not a big group, so we don't have a bunch of messages coming in that we need to filter through. Reach out, we'll talk, share ideas. Let us know what's working for you guys as well, right? Like, we're interested in what other small creators are doing that has had any success, right? And if you'd be willing, give us a subscribe and follow along. We'll do more of these videos as we go throughout the year here, where we figure out what else we're doing. Is this same strategy working on the long term? Do we make any adjustments? What's our next realistic goal? When we posted our 70 subscriber video 6 weeks ago, we said, hey, we want to get to 150 subscribers by the end of the year. Well, we blew through that in 6 weeks. So what is a realistic goal? I'm always big on realistic goals, right? You have to believe that it's possible to get to 1 million subscribers. You have to believe that, but you got to set a realistic goal so that you're not saying, hey, I'm going to get to 1 million by the end of the year, and well, then you're crushed with disappointment, right? I mean, believe and then figure out a realistic goal that's attainable, but isn't like, hey, isn't too far on the low end either, right? Push yourself. Believe you can get there. We got to 150 pretty quick. I don't know, maybe it's 1,000 by the end of the year, by the end of 2026. Maybe it's 1,500. Could we monetize by the end of the year? I don't know. I think that's the goal of most channels, is you want to get to the monetization, right? I mean, but you also got to be having fun at it, right? If you're not having fun, it doesn't matter what you're posting and what you're doing, you're going to be miserable, right? Our brand is fun because it's just about what we love. Us, our kids, and just everything that we've got going on in our lives, right? Our family and our children are what drive us. And so we're having fun when we're doing this. It's not putting pressure on us. It's not adding stress. If it is, gonna suggest that you're in the wrong field or you're posting about the wrong thing, because this shouldn't feel stressful. Enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, enjoy just doing it. And we wish you success. And we do hope you'll follow along and team up with us and give us your feedback. See where we end up by the end of the year. And we'll see if we can crest that 1,000 subscriber mark. And we'll keep you guys updated. But as always, thank you for watching and supporting our family. Me, Johan, the dad of the Sparta family, Jolene, my wife, and our 5 kids. We're very blessed to have you guys watch, subscribe, comment. It's been really fun. It'll continue to be fun. And take care and enjoy your weekend. Thanks.